running on empty, man.
Behold, a saucy, zesty masterpiece!
Hello, this is Tim for Cook.lol. In today's video, I will be making beef bowl from Persona 5. I'll be recreating the dish, and the skit too, so stay tuned for the video. I spent many hours, even days, trying to research and find what is in this recipe. But I finally found it. I cracked the code. So what I'm gonna start off with is cutting the onion. That will be the only thing I will need to cut for this recipe. So this dish is called gyudon. It is a Japanese dish, consists of beef. The ingredients for this dish is actually very simple. There's only onions, dashi stock, which I used handashi powder with water, sake, mirin, sugar, and soy sauce, and obviously rice. And you can also put some additional toppings, which as you can see later on in the video, I did do. And now that I finished cutting all the onions, now I can go grab this big hunk of bovine and cook it. If anyone is wondering where you could find this beef, you can find it at most Asian supermarkets, or you can ask the butcher at your local grocery store to cut some chuck into this thin slices. If you cut it too thick, it will be too tough and it will not absorb the sauces. But if you cut it too thin, it will tear apart. The reason this dish uses beef is because it was created by poor people in Japan. So they decided to use the cheapest meat, which was chuck. What I added so far was water and dashi powder, which that mixed together made the stock. Or you could just buy dashi stock, but I couldn't find that. The store that sells this in Persona is called Ori no Beka, located in Shibuya. If you work there, politicians will like that. Next, I will add the sake and mirin until it cooks for a while, cooking all the alcohol, and then I'll add the onions. Now that has been cooking for a while, and it's time to add the onions. While I was recording this, I can't describe how good it smelled. Even before I added the soy sauce and beef and everything, it still smelled really good. And if you want to be authentic, you can also use Welsh onions instead of sweet onions, which is what I used. But you should get a similar result. You'll know when the onions are ready when it starts becoming soft. And when it's around that time, you can add the beef in and start cooking that. The beef should cook really quickly since it's cut really thin. And that will help get the sauce inside of the beef too, since you're not marinating it.
What the dog doing? What the dog doing?
As you can see here, the beef cooks really quickly. As I was putting in the beef earlier, it already started cooking. And the onions are mostly cooked by now. It may look watery right now, but it's actually fine because it will reduce down by a lot, around half to a third. But I can't forget, most importantly, the soy sauce. The soy sauce adds salt and flavor. Now this part's completely optional, but if you want, you can skim the top off. Usually it's just fat and other stuff from the meat that comes to the top. You can do this with a strainer. I'm glad I found this dish from Persona 5. that game has some pretty good Japanese dishes. And thanks for watching, and don't wait. It's joke time. Okay, let's start with today's funny joke. My ex's cooking was cold and bland. Clearly she put her heart and soul into it. Who won the Asian cooking contest? It was a tie. Now that was some pretty funny jokes. You kinda laughed, didn't you? Now, if you got those jokes, don't forget to comment this emoji into the comment section. Now that we're back from the funny jokes, we can continue cooking. Oh, wow, look, we're already done. So, now that everything is done, we can now take the pan away and move on to the rice. So for the rice, add equal parts rice and water. So now you can optionally rinse the rice. I personally don't rinse the rice, but that may trigger some people. If you have rice a lot, but you never had a rice cooker before, I would definitely give it a try, because it makes rice cooking super easy, so you can make recipes like this all the time.
I'm running on empty, man.
Behold, a saucy, zesty masterpiece!
Ain't nothing better than this.
And thank you all for watching this video. Hope you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos.